All right. You gonna learn today? No, I'm here again. It's your boy Nemesis, aka Mr. Baskin, Soldier 23 Project, and also on behalf of Together in Community Service Initiative, because we're all in this community together, and this is what we're doing. We're sharing information because we love our community, and we're here to do what we can to maintain, uplift, and build, and keep that community safe. So, you know that we're dealing with the coronavirus, which in the other informative that I shared with you guys is we talked about infection control, we talked about the virus, uh, pathogens, we talked about the way they can be transmitted from one person to the other. We talked about communicable diseases. Those are ones that can spread really fast because we're in a close knit community. And if you want to look up more on that, I implore you to do your research. Uh, and because people are close knit, things can travel really quickly and get out of hand. And this reaches this pandemic thing that we're dealing with. So some of the things that I want to focus in on today is, we talked about breaking the chain or cycle of infection. That's understanding that a person can be a host. That means, remember I said the host of the party? This is where the viruses hang out and this is where they party at. Well, I'm going to give you some example of some high traffic areas that I want you to pay attention to because uh, to help break that chain of infection, I'm going to need you to do your part. So one of those areas that I want you to focus on is like door handles. Door handles, we talk about mean of transmission, direct contact, indirect contact. We talked about airborne, droplets, bloodborne, all these things. So a person touches a doorknob throughout the day, and everybody touches it. We're going in, we're going out, and multiple people are touching the doorknob. Multiple people are rubbing their face and they're sneezing and they're coming in contact with things, and then they touch your door handle, and then they just keep going. So remember, things are living on there. Other item that I say is high traffic, a remote control, because multiple people are touching the remote control all the time, changing channels, what have you. Viruses are very tiny, so they can live on these things, hang out, and everybody touching the remote control because you have people staying at home now. So people are fighting over the remote control. So look, be conscious. Infection control. Another item, you have your cell phones and iPads. So cell phones and iPads are being touched, or iPads, and people, uh, uh, computer keyboards. All of these things are being touched by multiple people. So I want you to be careful when you're in these situations. Some of the other items that are high traffic, you have like your sink. Yeah, your sinks, where when you go in the bathroom, everybody's touching that thing. Your refrigerator. We know people are staying at home and they want to get that something in that stomach, so they go to the refrigerator. They're opening and closing, opening and closing. So this is another high traffic area where people are touching. Uh, Video game controllers, you know, we're sharing those things. Those are items, again, we're sharing. And remember, communicable, we're close knit. So if one person get it, they can quickly spread it to the next person. The toilet handles. So how do we combat that? How do we fight that? Hand sanitizer, you know, it's going to kill some things, but it's not going to kill viruses. It's just going to reduce the spread of like bacteria, and you have like protozoa, rickettsia. You have all these other different types of bacteria. I mean of microorganisms. It'll help reduce the spread of those. But when you're talking about disinfecting things, so hand washing is the number one way that we control the spread of infection. The other way is disinfecting. Disinfecting, what does it do? Disinfecting, make sure you get some of these right here. I'm not being an advocate. I'm not promoting some company, but what I'm saying is this works. So if you're going to disinfect something, you can't disinfect your hands. Okay, you can wash your hands. And you can use hand sanitizer. So you can sanitize your hand and you can wash your hands, and that's going to help reduce the spread of microorganisms. But if you want to kill them, I suggest you get you some of this right here, and it says on there it kills 99% of viruses and bacteria. So that's going to be your Clorox, your Lysol. You know, it's just really good. So you want to wipe these items down. This is called disinfecting. This is one way that we control the spread of infectious microorganisms, pathogens. So you wipe it down, you get your Clorox wipes, and it's okay. This is what we use on inanimate objects that are not alive. We disinfect them. Okay? So it's a difference. Sanitizing, that's a way that we control the spread of infections like viruses and all, not. But disinfecting, it kills most of them. So make sure we're wiping these things down. Now, again, let's do a recap. Door handles, high traffic areas, remote controls, cell phones, iPads, sinks, refrigerator, video game controller, and your toilet seats. Make sure you're wiping it down. And this is your tip for the day. And I hope that helps you out. Again, hand washing, which is sanitizing, that's going to help reduce the spread. It's going to wash them off. And then the next level of infection control is disinfecting things. Lysol sprays, that's a disinfectant. Your bleach, your Clorox, those are disinfectants. So we wipe those things down, and we are breaking the links in the chain of infection, the cycle of infection. We break them when we do things like this. So again, I hope this helps you out. Hey, we want to work together, do our part, but keep these things under consideration as we're trying to help control the spread of viruses. This is your boy, out.